Well, powerful Hurricane Eric has now been downgraded to a tropical storm after making landfall today in southern Mexico. The Category 3 hurricane came ashore about 100 miles from Acapulco. Dangerous winds and heavy rainfall battered fishing villages and farms. Eric is the first major storm of the eastern Pacific hurricane season.
All right, let's shift to Albert, and we have some serious heat to worry about over the next few days.
Yeah, the new data that started coming in late this afternoon is concerning for Saturday. Right on cue, tonight we have the last day of spring. Summer begins tomorrow night around 9:30, and then this weekend, dangerous heat in the forecast, and it's not a one and done. It's going to be several days of well above average temperatures. We'll look for upper 80s tomorrow, the 90s on Saturday at 95, tying a record at 97 Sunday, breaking a record on Monday at 98. So what's driving the heat? It is this blowtorch of high pressure that earlier this week was in the desert Southwest. It's near Texas tonight and building our way as we head towards tomorrow. By Saturday, it continues to expand over the region, and that's why it's not just Chicago, but it's the eastern half of the country dealing with dangerous heat this weekend and lingering into early next week. That's Monday with a high anchored over Washington, D.C., but still that ridge on top of us, allowing for those highs to stay in the 90s even as we head into early next week. So feel like temperatures tomorrow, when we factor in the temperature and the humidity together, right around 90. Not too bad. And then take a look at what we're expecting on Saturday. The new data showing anywhere from 103 Waukegan to maybe as hot as 110 for the heat index in Joliet on Saturday afternoon. For your Sunday afternoon, between 100 and 107 for the heat index. Temperatures still above 100 in most spots even as we head into your Monday. Let's take it to Tuesday, still above 100 in many spots, and then we'll start to see a break from the heat as we head towards the middle part of the week. It's not just the hot days, but it's the very warm nights, so we don't get a whole lot of cooling, especially here in the city with so much concrete and asphalt. That's why we do have an extreme heat watch in effect for Cook County and the city of Chicago. It starts Saturday and lasts until Monday night for heat indices likely between 100 and 105. But as you saw, could top 105, especially on Saturday. So Saturday, we're looking at extreme heat risk to our health across the area. That continues into Sunday. Tonight, mostly clear and 68 degrees, a cool night compared to what is headed our way. And then 87 degrees for tomorrow. It's a hot, windy day. I've also upped the rain chance a bit for tomorrow. The data tonight showing at least a chance for showers mid-morning tomorrow and maybe even a couple of thunderstorms in the early afternoon. Because we're looking at high temperatures tomorrow, mid to upper 80s, anything that does pop on the Doppler radar, like we saw earlier today around Porter County, could be on the strong side. So some gusty winds, some small hail. It's possible with some of these isolated stronger storms tomorrow midday into the early afternoon. It's not a huge threat of severe weather, level 1 out of 5 on that severe weather scale. That's a check of high temperatures for tomorrow, which is still above average, but nothing like what we're going to see in the coming days. So as we make our plans for this weekend, plan on it to be very hot. Get a feel for the folks that we had in earlier newscasts without AC, and so many of our friends here in the city and across the area no AC. Find a cool spot. We've got the cooling centers opening up on Saturday. 95 on Saturday. Again, we're going to tie a record at least on Sunday, breaking a record on Monday with an isolated storm possible, and then we'll cool temperatures down as we get back into a stormier weather pattern middle part of next week.
All right, thanks, Albert.